Look to the brightest star, the one that does not move. We will travel east, guided by its light until the moon is full again.
In our world, history was written by kings, emperors, and generals. The names we memorize are almost always male. The wars we remember were planned by men. The borders we live inside were drawn by men. But in this world, power never left the hands of women. Not for a generation, not for a century, not even for a moment. From the very beginning of civilization, leadership, inheritance, and authority followed one rule: power belongs to mothers. To understand how this world came to be, we must return to a time before nations, before armies, before written law. Early humans lived as hunter-gatherers, small groups, nomadic, no kings, no presidents, no empires. Survival depended on cooperation. Women gathered food, cared for children, preserved knowledge of plants and seasons. Men hunted, protected, explored. But there was one simple biological truth. No one ever questioned who the mother was. But the father was often uncertain. Lineage followed the only certainty available: the woman. In many early societies, this meant inheritance passed through mothers. Names, property, and identity were matrilineal. History almost went in that direction. Almost. Even in our real world, fragments of this path still exist. In parts of Southeast Asia, entire communities still trace family names and property through women. Land belongs to daughters. Houses are passed from mother to child. Men leave their childhood homes to join their wives' families. In ancient Africa and the Mediterranean, queens ruled alongside kings, and sometimes alone. In ancient Egypt, women were not invisible. They could own land, command armies, rule empires. Cleopatra was not an exception. She was the echo of a forgotten possibility. In early European tribal societies, Celtic women could lead clans, choose partners, and fight in wars. They were not property. They were authority. These were not myths. They were real. And they hint at a question history never answered. What if this path had not ended? In our world, everything changed with agriculture. Farming created land ownership. Land created wealth. Wealth created power. Men, stronger in physical labor and warfare, took control of fields, armies, and borders. Over time, leadership shifted. Inheritance became patrilineal. Gods became male. Laws favored fathers. Women were slowly removed from power. But in this world, that shift never happened. When agriculture emerged, societies made a different choice. They said, land belongs to the one who gives life. Power belongs to the one who preserves it. Inheritance follows the womb, not the sword. And so, the first laws of civilization were written in a single sentence. No woman can be ruled by a man. Religion placed goddesses at the center of creation. War leaders answered to female elders. Men still fought, men still worked, men still mattered. But they never ruled. Not because they were weak, not because they were evil, but because power, once placed in one set of hands, was never voluntarily given back. And from that single decision, from that one quiet cultural rule, the entire future of humanity changed. Not through technology, not through magic, but through inheritance, through motherhood, through the simple question every civilization must answer. Who gets to decide what the world becomes? Empires still rise in this world. Cities still grow, borders still form. Human ambition does not disappear simply because women rule, but power takes a different shape. There are no warrior kings, no divine male conquerors, no bloodlines traced through fathers. Instead, the first great empires are built around maternal dynasties. Leadership is not inherited by the strongest son, but by the most respected daughter. Not chosen for aggression, but for stability. The question every civilization asks is not who can defeat our enemies, but who can keep us alive the longest. In this world, leadership is measured by 3 traits: fertility, the ability to produce future generations; wisdom, the ability to preserve knowledge; community trust, the ability to maintain peace. Queens do not rule alone. They govern with councils of mothers' elders, chosen by lineage healers, not generals. Armies still exist, but their purpose is defense, not conquest. Wars are rare. Borders change slowly. Diplomacy is constant. The greatest shame in this world is not losing a war. It is causing one. But not everyone feels protected by the system. In the year 500 BC, in one of the largest cities on Earth, lives a man named Aaron. Aaron is brilliant, educated, strategic. He studies politics, law, history. He dreams of leading his people. But no matter how talented he becomes, there's a ceiling he will never cross, because leadership is not earned. It is inherited. And Aaron was not born female. He can advise queens. He can serve generals. He can command soldiers. But he can never sit on the throne, not because he is unworthy, but because the system was never built for him. For the first time in history, ambition exists without access to power, and resentment quietly begins. The greatest empires in this world do not spread through conquest. They spread through marriage alliances, trade unions, shared bloodlines. A queen does not invade a neighboring kingdom. She marries into it. Borders dissolve not through violence, but through lineage. Entire continents become connected through maternal dynasties. The world becomes more stable, more peaceful, more predictable, but also more rigid. Change becomes slow. Revolution becomes impossible. Power becomes permanent. For centuries, humanity enjoys its most peaceful era. Fewer wars, less destruction, longer lifespans. But something else begins to disappear: hope of upward movement, hope of transformation, hope that anyone can become anything. In this world, destiny is decided at birth, not by race, not by wealth, not by talent, but by gender. And for the first time in human history, men begin to ask a forbidden question. If power is inherited forever, is this peace or just a beautiful prison? As empires stabilize, they do more than organize land and people. They shape belief itself. In our world, gods were mostly male, conquerors, judges, and warriors. In this world, the divine reflects reality. Women rule. Gods are goddesses. Creation is feminine. Justice, wisdom, and fertility are sacred. The stories mothers tell children shape empires. History itself becomes a hymn to women. In every region, mythology shifts to honor female authority. Creation goddesses who give life and guide humanity. Fertility goddesses who teach the cycles of nature, birth and harvest. Justice goddesses who judge fairly, with patience instead of wrath. Religions emphasize balance over domination, healing over punishment, community over conquest. Prayer is not a demand, it is guidance. Laws are not divine commands. They are suggestions from the living goddess. Not everyone accepts this shift. Men who crave leadership form secret cults, whispering, "The gods intended men to rule." They create underground schools, forbidden texts, and covert societies, hoping to reclaim power. But these men are always on the outside. denied positions of authority, denied seats at councils. Their rebellion is never public. They are the first generation to feel exclusion as injustice. The effect is profound. Laws codify respect for mothers, daughters, and queens. Education teaches young men how to serve, not rule. Art, music, and literature glorify feminine wisdom. War is still possible, but it is approached with caution, guided by elders who consult the divine. Negotiation becomes as sacred as victory. Even the greatest generals pray before every campaign. Not for glory, but for the goddess's judgment. For centuries, faith keeps empires stable. But stability carries a hidden price. When religion enforces a permanent social order, those outside the dominant group, in this case men, begin to question, is the world fair, or is it just well-ruled? The first cracks in obedience appear quietly. Whispers grow in hidden halls. Legends are rewritten. And thus begins the tension that will echo through centuries. Obedience versus desire, faith versus rebellion, law versus ambition. As empires mature, human curiosity persists. People invent, discover, build. But the goals of progress in this world are shaped by women in power. Empires value health over speed, safety over conquest, community over profit. Science is not suppressed, but it is guided by wisdom. Industry exists, but rarely at the cost of life. Cities are organized around human needs, not exploitation. Roads connect homes to markets, not armies. Hospitals and public baths are more common than fortresses. Agriculture is sustainable, designed to last centuries. The wheel, the plow, and the printing press all exist, but progress is gradual, measured, and deliberate. The first factories emerge, but they do not dominate entire cities. Machinery is built to aid humans, not to replace them. The mantra is simple. Progress serves life, not power. In one great city, a woman named Alara rises to prominence, a scientist, a physician, a teacher. She discovers new medicines and creates tools that save thousands. She debates openly with the queen. Should we risk rapid invention or preserve stability? Her innovations are praised, but always within limits. Safety and ethics come before ambition. In this world, progress is never reckless, and genius is tempered by wisdom. The consequences of caution are visible. Industrial revolutions are slower. Naval empires never dominate the globe. Global exploration is careful, not competitive. Weapons exist, but there is no race for mass destruction. Some historians in this timeline whisper, perhaps we have traded power for peace and speed for survival, and indeed, humanity survives disasters that ended other timelines. But the cost is slower societal transformation. Art, literature, and philosophy thrive. Men dominate poetry, painting, and theater. Women dominate leadership, governance, and law. Education is universal. Even the poorest child learns history, ethics, and science. But the structure is clear. Leadership is matrilineal. Men excel in creative fields. Women guide societies. It is a world of balance, not chaos. And yet the question lingers. If progress is slow and leadership permanent, can humanity ever escape the constraints of birthright? The first whispers of tension echo in city streets. Ambition simmers quietly in men denied power. And in the hearts of those born to lead, the weight of responsibility is heavy.
Fast forward to the 21st century. Across continents, women occupy almost every position of power. Heads of state, supreme judges, military commanders, business leaders. Men participate fully in society. But leadership is almost entirely female. This world is peaceful, organized, and remarkably efficient. But it is not without tension. The rules written thousands of years ago still govern life. Leadership is inherited through the womb, not earned by ambition. Cities hum with innovation. Healthcare is universal, and education is compulsory. Urban planning prioritizes safety and accessibility. Technology serves humans, not corporations or armies. Art, literature, and music thrive. Men excel in creative fields, philosophy, and spiritual leadership. Women lead governments, corporations, and global alliances. It is a world where order is prioritized over chaos, and stability is absolute. But stability comes at a personal cost. Meet Kale, a young man in a major city. He is ambitious, intelligent, and idealistic. He dreams of leadership. He dreams of shaping the future. But the law is clear. He cannot ascend to the highest offices. Not because he is unworthy, but because birthright forbids it. He is not alone. Countless men feel the same quiet frustration. Their ambition channeled into creative or advisory roles, never authority. On the world stage, diplomacy dominates. Wars are rare. Economic systems prioritize sustainability over conquest. But conflict still simmers. Nations governed by strong queens negotiate with caution, not aggression. Men in secondary positions push for change quietly. Underground movements question the permanence of female-led governance. For the first time in centuries, cracks begin to appear in the global system. Some question, is this fairness or is it merely inherited advantage? In classrooms, children learn both history and morality, but some wonder why leadership was predetermined. In media, debates rage. Are men denied opportunity? Are women too entrenched in power? Does absolute stability kill ambition? Even in a society designed for equality under matriarchy, human desire for freedom and influence persists. This is the paradox of the modern world. Peace and order exist, but ambition is constrained. Justice is codified, but power remains inherited. Civilization thrives, but human desire for influence simmers quietly. And so the question remains, echoing from the first matriarchal laws to the modern age. Is a world ruled by mothers truly fair? Or is it just another form of destiny we cannot escape? Even the most carefully governed world cannot escape chaos. A pandemic sweeps across the globe, faster and deadlier than any before. Cities are quarantined, trade halts. Food shortages appear. The very systems designed to preserve life are suddenly under pressure they were never meant to face. And for the first time in centuries, the limits of inherited power are exposed. Queens and councils act swiftly. Emergency laws are enacted. Hospitals are expanded. Supply chains reorganized. But men are largely excluded from councils and decision-making roles. The same rules that preserved stability for millennia now feel restrictive. Frustration grows quietly among those who have been barred from true leadership. The balance between order and ambition begins to teeter. Kyle, the ambitious young man from the previous act, steps forward. He organizes volunteer networks, coordinates relief efforts, saves lives. But the Queen's Council refuses to grant him official authority. His impact is limited, despite his talent and vision. He begins to ask the question that has been whispered for generations. If we are capable of leadership, but forbidden from it, are we still subjects or prisoners? Tension escalates. Men protest quietly in cities. Some form underground councils. Propaganda spreads questioning the permanence of female rule. Even loyal citizens wonder if the system once praised for peace and stability is too rigid to survive catastrophe. The world is still governed by matriarchs. But cracks appear in every council chamber and every street. Small uprisings erupt. Not violent wars, but organized rebellions. Men demand a voice in leadership. Women, for the first time, face opposition to their absolute rule. It is a subtle revolution, a test of a system designed to last thousands of years. It will not destroy the world, but it will change it forever. The pandemic is more than a health crisis. It is a mirror, showing that no system, no matter how just, peaceful, or stable, can escape the human desire for agency. And for the first time, the world asks itself, is inherited power truly wisdom, or just a cage we've forgotten how to open? 7,000 years of matriarchal rule, millennia of stability, centuries of peace. Yet, the world has never escaped the same human truths: ambition, desire, frustration, hope. Even in a system designed for fairness and longevity, the tension between order and freedom remains. History, it seems, always finds a way to ask the same question. In a quiet classroom, a child writes in a history book, "The age of humans." The child's gender is unknown. The future is unwritten. For the first time in centuries, the rules are being questioned not by rulers, not by historians, but by the next generation. The system may have lasted thousands of years, but history is always a conversation between the past and those who will inherit it. So we must ask ourselves, if power is inherited, even wisely, who truly controls the world? Not kings, not queens, not gods. The answer is, and always will be, human desire. Ambition cannot be legislated. Freedom cannot be inherited. Destiny cannot be fully controlled. In our world, men ruled and women waited. In this world, women ruled and men waited. But in every world, humanity asks the same question: who decides what the future becomes? History belongs not to those who inherit power, but to those who dream beyond it.